Welcome everyone to what we're anticipating will be a really closely contested cricket match here today. A gorgeous summer's day here, the crowd all suitably dressed, ready for watching a day of cricket in the sun. The captains have made their way out to the middle and are about to toss the coin. David Gower is now in the commentary box with me. We'll get your thoughts on the match in a moment, David, but first, let's hear your analysis of the pitch.
Good morning, everyone. This pitch will provide an even pace and bounce with the ball coming on nicely to the bat, so the batsmen should enjoy themselves out here. The bowlers will have to make full use of the new ball if they're going to keep the score down, with line and length being vital.
No runs there.
That's the right length of this wicket. Bring the batsman onto the front foot. The batsman likes to keep the scoreboard ticking over. If he becomes bogged down, he'll begin to get frustrated, and that's when the chances will come.
Good tight over so far. No runs scored. Nothing scored there. Dot ball. Gone for a duck. Yet again, the batsman fails to follow the ball, and he's out. Let's have a look at that from another angle. He's getting a polite round of applause as he makes his way to the pavilion. Serious pressure on the new man in then. Another dot ball. There are the bowling figures. Bravo will start a new spell. No runs scored. No runs off that delivery. Nothing scored there. No run taken off that ball. No runs there. Immaculate timing. Short and pulled for 4. Splendid stroke. The bowler concedes 4 from the over. Dillon to start a new spell. No run there. Dot ball. So, David, here's a question I was asked recently that I'd like to pose to you. Do you think that the lack of cricket played in English state schools will ultimately lead to the marginalisation and ultimately the decline of the game in its country of origin? It was suggested to me that this is where the greatest development efforts should be directed, as the majority of today's youngsters may only have arbitrary links to the sport and may ultimately lose interest.
Well, I think it's vital. I think cricket has to be played in schools for the game to prosper. I know I was very lucky going to 2 private schools, I have to admit, where the game was very keenly played. We had good people giving good advice, and there was no shortage of cricket at all. And we know full well that there are many schools around the country who just don't bother.
The off spinner to start a new spell. No runs there. A big slog, and 6. He really struck that with some force. Six so far off the over. Mix up between the batsmen. That's one more onto the score. Nothing scored there. That's 7 runs scored off the over. The slow bowler to start a new spell.
That was beautifully put away for 4.
The fielder hardly had a chance to move. No runs scored. Another single picked up by the batsman. No runs there. That's out.
He picked the fielder out perfectly with that shot.
Let's have a look at the action replay. Let's have a look at the innings so far. New batsman on strike now for South Africa. Six. He picked that up beautifully. Well, the bowlers are taking a bit of stick out there. It'll be the medium pacer to start a new spell. Nothing scored there. That's a lovely way to get off the mark. That came right off the meat of the bat. The wrist spin has made a real comeback in modern cricket. What kind of impact do you think this has had on the orthodox finger spinner, David?
Well, I think the wrist spinner is still the key in international cricket because there are more varieties still available to the wrist spinner. But what's happened to the finger spinners is they've all had to develop something special. And you look at Murali, you look at Harbhajan, they've worked hard to develop, Cyclane Mushtaq before that as well, they've worked hard to develop balls that do something slightly different with what is still largely a sort of finger spinning action, although there's a lot of wrist involved.
Got him!
Great catch. It's important not to miss anything in the field at all.
Let's have a look at that in slow motion. The new man in can't afford any lapses in concentration here. Six runs from that over. Bravo to start a new over. Just one run. The batsman was absolutely bamboozled by that one.
That had 4 runs written all over it from the moment it left his bat.
A beautifully timed shot for 4. Technology has slowly crept into the game, but it still causes great debate, doesn't it, David? Are there any additional areas of the game that could benefit from the use of modern technology in a similar way to the use of the third umpire and slow-motion replays have improved the accuracy of run-out decisions? And if so, what do you think the downsides would be?
Well, I guess there'll be a temptation soon for people to start saying, why don't we use Hawkeye to help umpires with LBW decisions and all the other things that Hawkeye can show you, which...
Out!
That's a long walk back when you haven't scored many runs.
Let's have a look at that from another angle. Absolute concentration required from the new man in. Seven come off the over. The leg spinner to start a new over. That's out.
Well, it was a fairly straightforward catch, but you still need to make sure of it.
Let's have a look at that again. New batsman in, and absolute concentration required now. There's a lot of talk these days about the pace of modern fast bowlers, but are they any faster than the great quick bowlers of the past?
Well, there were those that said that Frank Tyson was mighty quick, and that's many, many years ago now. I just think there might be a few more around nowadays. That's probably the key. And I guess you've got to assume that every other athletic field, sporting field, has seen strides taken to make things bigger, better, stronger, quicker, you name it. It's all going in one direction. Very few events in athletics do you see the thing going downhill in any sort of sense. So I think you've got to assume that bowlers around the world are probably stronger and fitter overall. And I think it's probably there are more of them now. So on average, there are more quicker bowlers. And it's a test, no doubt about it. It's a test for the batsman.
No runs there. Five runs taken from the over. The left armour to bowl the final over then. No runs off that delivery. That was an excellent. The crowd really enjoyed that one. No runs scored. Top-class fielding is really important in cricket these days, David.
I think what's changed nowadays is that people make so much more of an effort with their fielding. There were always talented fielders around, always great catchers, great slip catchers through the ages. But now everyone's expected to be a top-class catcher, a top-class thrower, quick in the field. You've got this sliding tackle, stop and turn, all the rest of it, which I don't always believe in. But fielding is really, really good nowadays, and it's so vital in supporting your bowlers. And it's so important, isn't it, when you get so many close matches, that you can make all the difference with a couple of good stops as to whether you win or lose the match.
That brings the innings to a close.
Well, the opening batsmen will want to get stuck into the bowling attack here to give themselves a fighting chance in this match.
No run there. The batsman was all at sea there.
That's really demoralising for the bowler, but he needs to bounce back quickly.
That clattered into the hoardings. Big appeal. Nothing scored there. Got him.
That was a sloppy shot. He didn't get over it at all.
And from another angle. The new batsman at the crease for the Westindies. Too short, that's 4. He picked the length really early there. And the end of the over. Nell to start a new over. Out for a duck.
That was an important catch. He did well to hang on to it.
Let's have a look at the action replay. New batsman in, and absolute concentration required now. How easy is it to lose your concentration when at the crease, David?
It only takes a second, doesn't it? You can lose concentration just like that, and of course you're the first to know it. That's what's so disappointing. I think it's one of those things, isn't it? It's one of those things that develop as you develop as a player. And coaches will tell you, concentrate. Your captain will tell you. It's like my early career. 30s and 40s were quite nice and pleasant and fun, but they had to be more than that. They had to be 50s, 60s, 100s and thereon. And it's like when you first make 200, for instance, you suddenly realise you can do it. And you realise as you go on that concentration is something you can learn. And there's another little trick I think too, and that's being able to switch off. You don't have to be concentrating fully when the bowler's walking back to his mark. That's the time just to chill out a little bit. That's the time just to switch off for 5-10 seconds. And then when he starts to come in at you, you focus on the bowler, focus on the ball, especially in his hand, watch that closely. And that's all you need to look at.
That's 3 more. He was beaten all ends up by that one.
Lovely timing there. He played that beautifully.
The crowd really enjoyed that one. And Teeny to start a new over.
That's the right length for this wicket. Bring the batsman onto the front foot.
That's a really good start from the seam bowler. He was very late on that. No runs off that delivery. That's wonderful bowling from the seam bowler. Good bowling from the quick bowler. Klusner to start a new spell. That has to be close. The umpire isn't having any of it. No run there. Dot ball. Well, what's the umpire going to say about this one? No response from the umpire.
Now the batsman had a bit of luck there. I don't know how that missed the stumps.
So, David, Brian Lara is considered by many to be the greatest batsman of his generation. As a left-hander yourself, what would you say are the strengths in Lara's batting technique?
Well, I'll tell you what I think is the secret to Lara's success. First, he got that high back lift, which means he's in a position to get the bat into all sorts of places very quickly from there. Allows you to play attacking shots on the front foot. Certainly allows you to play attacking shots on the back foot because the bat's already high. But then it's the speed with which he gets that bat into position. The fact that he plays the ball late, that's always been in his favour. All the great players do it. He's certainly one of those. He leaves the decision right until the last possible moment. And of course, when you're talking about something like 0.4 and a bit of a second in which to make that decision, it shows just how good anyone of this sort of calibre is. But those are his secrets. That's why he's such a good player. Super shot. He got into a perfect position for the shot. Head over the ball, wait forward.
The fielder hardly had a chance to move. There are the bowling figures. We're about to see a change in the bowling. The batsman picks up one more. How do you rate Ricky Ponting as a batsman, David?
Well, I think Ricky Ponting's a great player. I mean, he's always looking to come forward first. And you'll see him driving through the offside, picking you through the onside too if you get a little bit too straight. But the fact is he's so quick on the short ball too. That's what makes it so...
Out! Yet again, the batsman fails to follow the ball, and he's out. And from another angle... The left-hander on strike then. I think it's a good tactic, bowling the quicks round the wicket to left-handers, David.
I think you've got to pick your left-hander. I think you've got to pick your situation. I remember someone like, say, Rodney Hogg. One of my first tours to Australia, Rodney Hogg went round the wicket because he felt there was a chance to exploit something out there. And I remember thinking, right, I've just got to adapt. You've got to sort of change your stance. You change the angle to try and make it the same sort of angle from delivery of the ball to, as it were, delivery of the bat. You try and make sure you've changed your appreciation of where your off stump is, so what you can leave alone changes ever so slightly. And it's about learning. As soon as you learn how to bat against a different tactic like that, then it becomes second nature to you. But there are certainly some players, some left-handers, who just don't like right arm round the wicket at them because they suddenly don't know where...
Serious pressure on the new man in then. 3 runs from the over. He's gone for nothing. This was how the innings ended.
He was yards out there. That was a terrible run to take.
So, left-hand, right-hand pairing at the crease now. There's been a tendency to score much quicker in Test matches than in the past, David. Why do you think this has happened?
Well, I'll say one thing first. There are times in the past where people scored just as quickly as modern sides do now, but I think the difference now is that modern sides do it more often, and they're more consistent in doing so. And that's just it's a change of attitude. The Australians have led the way very much. We know that. They've got the players down the order. With Gilchrist at 7, someone like that at 7 who scores his runs as quickly, if not more quickly than anyone. That's how they keep coming up with the goods, because they're prepared to take those risks. They're prepared to back their ability, and will get big scores on the ball quickly, and of course everything follows from there.
The new batsman at the crease for the Westindies. Gone for naught.
He's back in the pavilion without troubling the scorers.
Let's have a look at that again. Into the tail now. That's raced away to the fence. He's certainly not hanging around.
He picked his spot well there.
That really was wonderful timing. It's all over.